يقول راجي عفو رب سامعي محمد بن الجزري الشافعي: الحمد لله وصلى الله على نبيه ومصطفاه محمد وآله وصحبه ومقرئ القرآن مع محبه. وبعد إن هذه مقدمة فيما على قارئه أن يعلمه، إذ واجب عليهم محتم قبل الشروع أولا أن يعلموا مخارج الحروف والصفات ليلفظوا بأفصح اللغات، محرر التجويد والمواقف وما الذي رسم في المصاحف.
الحمد لله رب العالمين، وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وعملا متقبلا يا أرحم الراحمين. So, this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessings, Aljazariyya 33, and we're going to continue on Sifat al-Huruf, but before that we're going to go over the test very quickly. I'm going to give you your test sheets, Sarah, so that you follow with me and you see your mistakes. Then you have to give it back to me. Hannah, Rahim, Shakur,
Give me mine.
Duha, Isa. Isa, you do not take the test. Isra, not Isa. You do not take the test. How do you want to?
I thought you gave me a 300.
You want hers?
I thought you gave me a 300.
Okay. Okay. As we mentioned, okay. As we mentioned, 90%, 90 out of 100 is the passing grade. This is for this test. Now from the coming test and on, which is Sifat al-Huruf, still it will be 90 out of 100 you have to pass. But out of those 90, 20% will be the attendance grade. Or the attendance will count 20% out of the 90 to pass. Okay, is this clear? But this one will just take the grade of the test. Starting from the next one, 20% for attendance and 80% for the grade of the test, of the written test. It is very annoying when you grade the test for people who did not study. Right? He's there. Right? It's very annoying that you put an effort, you get the videos and you change and you work on the pictures and you spend hours and hours and hours, and you know, I check at least 3 explanations of Aljazariyya to prepare for you the summary and inshallah the best of explanations. In addition to the explanation of Sheikh Ayman, I have 3 books I go over for every section, for every line. And we repeat and we record and we upload and we edit, etc., etc. Still some people they don't know Izhar from Ikhfa. Like, I'm giving you like questions like for like the basic level of tajweed, and still some of you are missing those points. Anyway, we're gonna go very quickly, question by question. Also for people who are watching YouTube and Facebook, they can also benefit and learn. You're taking Sana? Are you taking Sana, inshallah? Yeah, please. May Allah reward you. Yeah, there. So, alhamdulillah, at the same time, you feel happy when you find someone getting 100 out of 100, right? You feel happy that, alhamdulillah, yani, at least someone proves that everything that you have taught is understood and memorized, and 100, like not even 99, 100, right? So we have only 2 out of the 8 people who took the test passed. Only two. One got 90, which is on the edge, and one got 100. Right? 100. So, alhamdulillah, yani, those who got 100 means what? That sister who got 100, Sister Hannah, is proving to you and to me that you just need to study. That's all what you need to do. Right? That's all what you need to do. Yalla sister, مستناكي بسرعة. Okay. We're gonna go over the questions one by one, and please let me know if there's anything that's not clear. Everything should be clear. Since we have someone who had all of them clear and correct. But still, if you have a question, I'll be happy to answer, inshallah. Mash. Let's go right away to the questions. So this is, as we mentioned, this is only Makharij al-Huruf. The first question is super easy. Should be super easy. Answer with yes or no. Just answer with yes or no. So this is 10 points. And also you can calculate and add them up and let me know if there is something you did not understand. So this is 10 points. One point for every question. Yalla, let's start. And I want you to answer, guys, so that we know. So that you know what was wrong and what was right. All the mad letters should be light except for the alif. Yalla, let's start right away. Let's start in order. Everyone will answer one question. So let's start you, then Shakur, then you, then you, then like this. Yalla ya Shaykh. All the mad letters should be light except for the alif.
False.
Why?
I don't know.
You have to know. If you write false, you have to know to say why. If you don't know why, this means you should not answer. Because it's not my guessing. Yalla. So if you don't know the question, we'll move it to the next person. So before I forget, Yalla, come take your paper, come. But still you did good, huh? You did good, best since you did not attend, you got all these points, good. Okay, so before I forget, when I was grading the test last night and today in the morning, and I was a little bit disappointed with some grades. Then 100 came, so I was very happy. Then a 90 came, I was more happy. Then the rest, 30, 63, 73s, I don't know what. So I went and I got some gift cards to the best 2 students. The only 2 students who passed, right? Sister Hannah and Sister Sarah. May Allah reward you. Sister Hannah got 100 and Sister Sarah got 90. Come here, sister. May Allah reward you both. A small gift from the school, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept. It's just $20 and $10. It's not like that. $100. Humble gift card. Come take it. Both of you come take yours. Okay, so I hope, guys, next time more people will study and more people will focus. Okay? Yeah. All the mad letters should be light except for your name is there. Your name is there, so make sure. All the mad letters should be light except for the alif. What is it, right or wrong, ya Shaykh?
Huh?
All the mad letters should be light except for the alif.
No.
Why not?
I don't know, I got this one right too.
I know you got it right, but you have to know why. Isa, yalla, you have to know why.
All the mad letters should be
Why not? Why this sentence is not correct?
Because
Yalla, say it, ya akhi. We have to move. We have many questions.
the alif is light too. It's always light. Not always. The alif is light in most cases.
Sometimes, right? Since the alif is sometimes light, sometimes heavy, so this sentence is not correct.
Oh yeah.
Got it? Yalla, Shahir. Next question. The mad letters should. Yalla ya Habibi, read it quickly. I'm gonna read you answer. The mad letters should have slight ghunna. No. Yalla, sister. The 5 main makharij are the jawf, halq, lisan, shafatan, roof of the mouth. What's missing? Khayshum, right? The nasal cavity. The roof, they don't consider it as a makharaj. the roof of the mouth, but still, even if you say it is fine, you know why? Because the tongue by itself is not a makharaj. So the tongue and the roof together, and the teeth, we can say all of this as the mouth, that's still fine. But the main makharij are al-jawf, the oral and throat cavities, right? The oral and throat cavities, that's number one. The throat cavity, the throat itself, right? That's number two, al-halq. Then we have al-lisan, the tongue. Then al-shafatan, the lips. Then al-khayshum, the nasal cavity, right? When we say lisan, it means it doesn't work by itself, of course, with the roof of the mouth, right? And sometimes with using the teeth. So, but the main makharij as the scholars mentioned are what? Jawf, halq, lisan, shafatan, khayshum, right? Jawf, halq, lisan, shafatan, khayshum. So what is missing here? Just replace the roof of the mouth with what? The nasal cavity. Yalla, next one. To produce waw as a mad letter. As a mad letter. Ooh. As a mad letter means what? Ooh. You need to raise the middle part of your tongue and protrude your lips. What's wrong here? Yalla, Sister Sarah, what's wrong? We don't raise the middle part of the tongue. What? The back part. See, it's a tricky one. When do we raise the middle part of the tongue? In what letter?
Yeah.
The ya, right? So these are, they look very, very nice questions, I see, subhanAllah. But still some of you got strict. Okay, next one. When we have ra, look at this one. I don't know how some of you got this wrong. When we have ra before the alif, ra before the alif means ra then alif, right? It's there, ra. It's there, huh? On the board, ra. Right? You were teaching it every day for the summer student. Ra, ra. So when there's ra before the alif will be light if the ra is light. Come on, those who said yes. I mean, I like to beat you, but how? So once we have ra before the alif, means what? Khalas, means the ra must have fatha, right? Why? Because the alif must have fatha before it. So this means the alif must be heavy. Right or no? So if you wrote here yes, this means you need to learn the basic rule which says what? Alif is always sakina and always has a fatha before it. So when there's ra before the alif, khalas, means the ra is maftuha, means what? Heavy. So means the alif is heavy. So always when you have ra, this sound will always be heavy. This is why we wrote it for the summer students, right? We wrote it on the board with the heavy letters. So it will always be ra, just like kha, sa. You see them? See the letters shape here? Let the camera see them also. See them? Kha, sa, da, gha. Also the ra. Is the ra clear here? Is the ra clear?
Yeah.
So we put it with them. Why? Because it's always like this. Always heavy. Mash. Next one. The mad letters should end in the air when we stop on them. Where did we stop? With you? Yes. The hamza is produced by bringing the vocal cords close. Ibrahim. The hamza is produced by bringing the vocal cords close.
No.
No, why? By closing them completely. Ya, right? Yati, sha, right? Obviously we're talking about hamza sakina. Okay, you want hamza sakina? Okay, I'm going with it, don't worry. Sakina. Even though it's understood because the mutaharrika will never be by bringing something close. It will be by separating the organs of speech from each other. Next one, in the ayn, the epiglottis goes back to the back wall of the throat less than the ha. What ya Shaykh? Your turn. We're going by turn.
No.
No. Why? It's the opposite, right? It's the opposite. If we have nun sakina or tanween followed by one of the halq letters, oh my god. Like those questions who put here, yes, I really like to meet you out. When we have nun sakina or tanween followed by one of the halq letters, we should apply ikhfa. He said yes. Who said yes?
No.
Huh? Who said yes? There's someone who said yes.
I don't think that's one.
He's here.
He said Wallahu a'lam.
Wallahu a'lam, huh? Also, every question, Wallahu a'lam, inshallah I will learn, right? Inshallah, I hope you will learn.
That's a 50-50 question. You should just put yes.
Okay, mash. Last question. The kha. So what do we apply when we have nun sakin or tanween followed by the halq letters? Huh? Idhar. This is why they call it idhar halqi. What do they call it? Idhar halqi. Because it's about the halq letters, the throat letters. Last question. The kha is produced by touching the soft palate with the back part of the tongue. Yalla, where's the trick here? Isa, your turn. Where's the trick?
No.
Where's the mistake?
No.
Why no? This is my question.
Oh, because you don't complete. You move the back part. But
No. This is the kha. You touch the soft palate with what? Yalla, Shahir. Excellent. The root of the tongue. The root of the tongue, not the back part. The back part is used for the qaf, ya ammo. We mentioned this many times. We have the root for the ghain and the kha. Then we have the back part for the qaf and the kaf. Mashi, that's the first question. Any question? This is very simple. 10 questions, 10 points. That's number one. Number two, explain. This question, we have 5 questions under it. Every question is 3. So what's the total? 15. So I put the total of every question on the left, if you can see. Then your grade is on the right. Tamam? Yalla, how is the ghain produced? Yalla ya Sister Duha. How is the ghain produced? So here when I ask you this question, you have to explain, when we explain the letter. You cannot just tell me, touch the soft palate with the root of the tongue. That's not enough. That's not enough. I know I tolerated some of you when in their answers, when they just mentioned this, that's just by tolerance. But that's not the right, that's not the complete answer. When I tell you how this letter is produced, what should you do? You should do what we learned. You mention the makharaj, then what do you mention? The main sifat that makes it distinguished or distinct from the other letters. Is this clear? For example, if I tell you how is the dal produced, and you tell me you touch the gum ridge with the front part of the tongue. Well, that also applies to ta and ta. So you have to tell me, and you make it light, and you give hamas or whatever, right? So you have to mention the main sifat, and we have a question about those main sifat. Yalla, how is the ghaib produced? You touch, what do you touch? You touch what?
The uvula with the root.
Ah, the uvula. You touch the uvula with the root of the tongue. Okay, what else? Well, with the kha we do the same thing, right or no? With the kha, same thing. So you have to tell me what some other things, because you're explaining how the letter is produced. So you have to mention some other things, right? Don't write anything on the sheet. I'm gonna take it back. Don't write anything now. Yeah, you have to go study them. Huh?
It's heavy.
So you have to say it's heavy, and it's what else? The other main rikhu, right? And majhoor. These are 3 things.
What's majhoor?
Opposite of mahmus.
What? Oh.
Voiced, right? Voiced.
So you said. So there's mahmus and majhoor. There's rikhu and
Shadid. And between them there's bayni.
Bayni.
And there's heaviness and lightness. That's the answer of question number 6 or 7. I don't know what. We'll come to it. We're gonna come to it.
Oh.
What's the makhraj of the qaf? Yalla. But this question is, what's the makhraj? Here I told you what's the makhraj. Just mention the makhraj. But when I tell you how is the ghain produced, you have to mention what? The makhraj and the main sifat that make this letter distinct from other letters. Is this clear? Is this clear? What's the makhraj of the qaf, ya sister Sarah? Yalla. Aqsa lisan. By touching what? Aqsa lisan means the back part of the tongue. We touch what? We touch what?
The back of the tongue with the soft palate.
You switch it. Switch them, right? You say we touch the soft palate with the back part of the tongue, right? Next one. How do we read the word nakhluqkum? Yalla sister, yalla, your turn. Drop the qaf, stress the kaf. It doesn't need all that paragraph, right?
Wait.
Drop the qaf, stress the kaf, right? That's it.
Sheikh, I asked you before.
And you know, and you see it rhymes also. Drop the qaf, stress the kaf. It doesn't need all that paragraph, right? Okay. طب يلا. What makes the jim different from the sheen, ya Sheikh?
Sort out.
What makes the jim different from the sheen? If you don't know, just raise your hand so that we move right away. Yalla ya Sheikh. What makes the jim different from the sheen?
The difference is that for sheen, no two organs of speech touch each other, whereas the jim, the tongue and the roof of the mouth connect.
Mash. So the difference is in the jim, we touch the roof of the mouth with the middle part of the tongue. Why with the sheen we don't touch, we just bring it close. That right? If you are like, if you studied more, you can tell me also the sheen is what? Mahmus, while the jim is majhur. You can also tell me the jim has qalqala while the sheen doesn't. You can be even smarter and make me more happy and say the sheen is rikhu while the jim is shadid. Tamam? Mash. Next one. Explain. See? Explain how do we produce. Explain how do we produce the dad in details. Explain how. I think it should be explain how we produce, right guys? Grammar people. Explain how we produce, not how do we produce, right? Or how to, but not how do we, because now we have to, right? Explain how to produce. Mash. So here what should you do? Same thing. And it's really annoying that the dad, we spent one whole class on the dad. One whole class. In the old course. And in the new course we spent another one. So we spent like 3 hours at least talking about the dad. Then someone just told me, we touch the upper gum with the edges of the tongue. MashaAllah, this is how you produce the dad? So you have to mention in details. Whose turn is it? Yalla. There are at least 3 things you have to mention them to give the full picture of the dad. Every one of you should learn them very well and watch that video. Because this is like the most common mistake, right? And the letter that is exclusive to the Arabic language, right? Yalla ya Sheikh.
You touch the far edges of the tongue to the.
Not the far edges. No, that's not right. This will come in one of the questions.
The near edge.
No. What do we touch?
All of the edges.
Excellent. We don't touch all of the edges. Mashi, we touch them with, what do we touch? We touch the upper,
Molars.
the upper
Inner molars.
inner gum or inner molars, right? All of them. We touch all of the upper gum, all of them. With what? With all of the edges. That's first step. Look here, ya Sheikh. That's the first step. We explained it many times. When I say look, means the camera should look. Right? So this is the upper gum, right? Of all of the teeth. So you have to touch it with what? With all of the edges of the tongue, like this. Remember, that's first step. Then what? Then make pressure where, did you notice that I asked about this like in 5 questions in different ways? Did you notice or no? I'm going to show you now. You put pressure where? On the far edges of the tongue, which is opposite to the molars. From the right side or the left side or both. Right? Then what will happen when we closed all of that area with the edges and we're making pressure here? What will happen to the air that is imprisoned? It will push the tongue slightly forward, making the istitala. That's it. That's how the blood is produced.
Can you say the last part again?
Right? So then the tongue, what will happen to the tongue? What will happen to the tongue? Because the air is imprisoned from all sides. What will happen? The tongue will slightly move forward, making the istitala or the rakhawa of the blood. That's how the blood is produced. We explained this in details many times. And the proof is that we have 2 students, at least they got it right as I mentioned. So that was question number 2. How many points for it? 15. Every sub-question is a 3. So 3 times 5. Question number 3 is 20 points. 2 points for every sub-question. So we have 10 questions, 10 sub-questions. Choose the right answer. Come on, like what do you want easier than this? The Hamza is light. Yalla, whose turn was it? Yalla ya Sheikh. The Hamza is light. Tell us just the answer quickly.
Always.
Always. Number 2, the letter that many people mix with the ghain is what? The kha. In this word al-munkhaliqa we have what? Ibhar, not ikhfa. Someone wrote ikhfa. In the dad, huh? You see, in the dad we use what? What edges? Far edges, front part. What do we use? All edges we use, huh? We use all edges. I'm not telling you as in the question of the picture where do you apply pressure. I'm telling you which part do you use. You use all the edges. See, nice questions. Wallahi, isn't nice? Are not these questions nice, yeah, Sheikh? Wallah, they're very nice. Okay. It shows that you really studied and you understood. Now it's wrong to make qalqala for dad. I say again, huh? For dad. Why? Rahim, why? Because it is what?
Rikhu.
Rikhu means it's flowing. So it is already flowing. Why to make qalqala for it? No need for qalqala, and you cannot even apply qalqala for it. If you apply qalqala for it, means you're doing it wrong. When you say al-ardu, means you pronounced it wrong. The lam is always like except if. I asked you this question before, right? The lam is always like except if what? Yalla ya Shaykh. The lam is always like except if what?
If it's preceded by fatha or dhamma in the word Allah and Allah.
If it's preceded by fatha or dhamma in the word Allah and Allahumma, that's the right answer. Now the lam is not silent in al, is not silent, huh? Not silent means what? Qamariyya or Shamsiyya?
Shamsiyya. Oh, Qamariyya.
Remember, Ash-Shams, huh?
Yeah.
Ash-Shams. So it's not silent means it's pronounced. Which word is pronounced? The lam is pronounced in which word? Shams or Al-Qamar? Al-Qamar. So it is Qamariyya. When of the definition, when? So the lam is not silent in al of the definition when what?
Followed by one of the.
When it's followed by one of ibghi hajjaka wa khaf aqimahu, it is not silent. Means it is qamariyya because these are the qamariyya letters. Next, the ra cannot be pronounced correctly except if you. What do you do, ya Shahir? Except if you what?
Leave a gap.
Right, except if you leave a gap between the tip of the tongue and the gum bridge. Next, when the ra is sakina and has kasra before it, sakina and kasra before it, it should be what? Heavy or always light or light if there is no isti'la letter after it. Light if there is no isti'la letter after it. In the word ahattu, we should apply what? Idgham or incomplete idgham or idhar. Incomplete idgham means what? You start with ta, ahab, you end with ta, two, ahab, two. So that was question number 3, 20 points. Every sub question is 2 points. Now the nicest question. Question number 4. Question number 4. Tell me what letter is this? Yalla ya sister, what letter is this? Sheen. The middle part of the tongue is raised, right? Not touching. No other option. There is no other option. It's the sheen, right? What about the ya? The ya also similar, but the ya is much farther, right? Much farther than the roof of the mouth. What about this one? Come on, whoever did not know this one, this means you really have no idea about the pictures. Look at the teeth. The upper teeth touching what? The bottom lip. Only one letter. There's no other option, right? It's fa. Right? Look, this question, I did not put the points here, right? Every question is 4 points. 4 points. Just write one letter, you get 4 points. Just write the letter. And this question was how much? 20. And this question was how much? 15. The first question we wrote it. Okay. So every picture is how many? 4 points. Yalla, next picture. What is this letter here? Whose turn is it? Whose turn? Yalla. Your turn? Yalla, mash. Tell me. This one, ya ammo. Here.
The one before him.
This one. You said the fa. Okay, yalla, Shahir. Next one. This one. What letter? Sister, yalla. Huh? Raise your voice.
Ta.
What are other options? Other possibility? Dal. Ta is possible. Dal is possible. What about the ta? Isn't it from the same place also?
Yeah.
It is, but why it cannot be ta?
The back part.
Huh?
The back part of the tongue's not curved.
Because the tongue is not curved. So this letter is a light letter, ta is heavy. See? So it's, if you wrote dal, I got it, I gave you the points. If you wrote ta, you get the points. So either dal or ta.
Is the noon,
What about those who mentioned the noon? Yeah, Mr. Brother.
is the noon further back?
That's what I wanted to ask. I put a sign for you so that you know the answer. Look at the sign.
Oh.
You got it?
Yeah.
In the noon, what do we have? We should have an arrows and the nasal cavity, because it's not only from here, it's from nasal cavity as well as the mouth. Right? So it cannot be the noon in any way. Got it, Sheikh? Yalla. This one. What about this one? Next one, yeah, Sister Sarah. This one. We just mentioned it. It's ta. Right? It's ta. Someone said sad or sin or whatever. Ya akhi, the sin and the sad, this here, this part of the tongue here should be here, resting here at the lower teeth. Okay? Okay. Next picture. Yalla ya sister. What letter is
Could
this?
that be any other letter?
What? Which one? This one? The ta?
Yeah.
You tell us. What possibilities we have? Lam?
No.
What? Ra? Ra? Those who wrote Ra, I gave them the point also. Even though the Ra is a little bit inward. But those who wrote Ra, I gave you. Did not I give you the points? See? Okay. Next picture. What is this? Kaf. Look, someone wrote Qaf. Why it's not Qaf? This is the Qaf, ya Ammo. This is the Qaf. This is the Qaf. Qaf here is touching only the soft palate. The Kaf is touching both. What can I tell you more? And here, look, here it's light, right? The tongue is not curved. While here the Qaf, the tongue is curved, so it is the sound going up, so it's telling you that I'm a heavy letter. Okay, question number 5. This is number 5 we said, right? Question number 5, which is which? This is 6 points. 6 points. So every 2 questions, everyone is 3 points. Which picture represents Makharij Muhaqqaq and which one represents Makharij Muqaddar, and why? This question, I think only 3 people got it right, or 2 people only. We explained this, ya Habibi. Here, as you can see, the sound or the air is going from the lungs, right, ya Shaykh Isa, all the way and not touching any place, right? Not touching any area. So the makhraj is not tangible, is not specified, is not, right? Is not specified, is not tangible. So this is called muqaddar, like estimated, if you like. Got it? While here, it is muhaqqaq, is specified, is tangible, is touchable, is why? Because we have the tongue touching here another organ of speech, which is the gum. Got it? That's it. Second question here. So this question is how many points? 3 points. 3. And this half of the question is 3, so the total is 6. Ask.
For the first part of the question, when you say that it's like a makhraj is muqaddar, does that only have to do with the air? Or does that
which is...
Because you're saying that the makhraj is not specified, right?
It's not specified. So why not specified? Because the tongue is resting, in the resting mode, generally, and nothing touching nothing. Right? So that's why the scholars, they call it muqaddar, like estimated.
So then is it really a makhraj? Because if the...
It is that's a good question. Some scholars, they say it is not. They said the makhraj is practically the
alif?
The voice box.
Oh.
So they said the makhraj of the alif is the hamza, the makhraj of the hamza, because you say and you just prolong it, and the makhraj of the waw is just the oo, is the lips and you just prolong it, and the makhraj of the ya is the middle part of the tongue and you just prolong it. A, oo, e. Got it? That's the opinion of one of the scholars, which is I think Farahidi, who's the Sheikh of Sibawayh, who's the founder of Ilm al-Arud. Okay? And one of the great Muslim scholars. But the opinion of Imam Ibn al-Jazari is what? That the jawf is a makhraj by itself. And we explained why. When we talk about the jaw, we explain why. Because the tongue takes a certain shape with the lips, so all of different factors.
No, I agree with that, but with the tongue in that picture, could that be considered like a certain letter, like
That's an alif.
that's an alif?
Because
okay,
because the tongue is what is the resting wall.
Okay.
And if the back part is raised, then it will be the waw and the oo. And if it's raised from the middle, it will be the e, as we mentioned in the pictures of the jaw letters. Okay? Barakallah. So, next part of the question. Which is the area of touching and which is the area of touching and pressing? Like, is not this like just a bonus question? Right? So you see also this is about the law. So which area is touching and which one is touching and pressing?
On the right.
The blue one touching and pressing. The far edges, right? Right, ya Sheikh? Okay. Number 6. Question number 6. I think we spent at least half an hour keep repeating the definition of the Quran in more than one class. Definition of the Holy Quran is painful if a Hafid doesn't know it. So you have to know it. We explained it many times, not only one time, and in details. Who can tell us? Yalla, whose turn is it? Yalla, I think Duha and Hana, both of you, I think you got the full definition. Yalla, ya, one of you read. What's the definition of the Holy Quran? At least 5 points you have to mention. At least. Yalla, I'm gonna read it so that you can hear it. The literal word of Allah, right? The literal word of Allah. There's someone added another word. What was it? That excellent. That's in itself 1 point. In itself, this word, the miraculous literal word of Allah. You have to say miraculous because the hadith is also the word of Allah, but not direct word of Allah, but it's not miraculous in all of its aspects. Unlike the Quran is always miraculous. Okay, in its eloquence, in its coherence, in its phrasing, in everything. So, the miraculous, literal word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to the heart of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam through transferred to us or transmitted to us by tawatur. These are the main 3 things. Then you can say what else? Challenging people to bring similar to the shortest surah in it. This challenge is important because Rasulullah, we mentioned this, I'm not going to repeat the whole thing, because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not challenge them by his word, because they can bring some similar to his word, of his words, not even all, because also his speech was sallallahu alaihi wasallam special. But the words of Allah, they can never bring a similar even ayah similar to it. This is why قُلْ فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِثْلِي, right? قُلْ فَأْتُوا بِعَشْرِ سُورٍ مِثْلِهِ مُفْتَرَاتٍ, قُلْ فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِثْلِهِ وَادْعُوا شُهَدَاءَكُمْ, right? Challenging them. So that's the 4th point. What else? What else, ya sister? What else, ya sister? Reciting it is an act of worship in itself. What else? These are the 5 main points. What else? Anyone added anything? You can add starts with Al-Fatiha, ends with An-Nas, for example. Right?
It has 114 chapters.
No. Start with Al-Fatiha, end with An-Nas. That's mentioned by the scholars because it tells you that this is the Quran, all of this, from Fatiha to Nas, all of it. That's question number 6. Question number 7. What are the main things we have to know in order to pronounce a letter correctly? I gave you the answer. You know the Makharij of the letter and what? 3 main sifat. 3. First one is what? With every letter, when you want to explain a letter to someone, you have to tell them those things. First thing, the Makharij, what touches what, or how the tongue is, or how the air goes, etc. Then what? 3 main sifat. You tell them either this letter is heavy or light. Either it is mahmus, means it has breath with it, or majhur, va and fa. That's what makes va different from fa. Hams. Right? We don't have va in Arabic. Just put hams for the va, and instead of making it majhur, it becomes fa. So, heavy or light. Mahmus or majhur. The third one is what? Rikhu or shadid. If it is rikhu, if it is shadid, means what? Means it should have qalqala, that's it. So practically three things you need to explain. 3 sifat with every letter. All of the other sifat there, you can say secondary sifat. They're not really like distinguish the letters from other letters. So once you know it's shadid or rikhu, right, automatically you know what? It has qalqala or not, which is also a male sifa. Got it? This question also 5 points. Final question, last question, question number 8 was 15 points. 3 points each. Well, show your professional tajweed. What do we do in these examples? First one, uhkum. I don't want you to tell me that Hamzat al-Wasl here is madmuma because the third letter has dhamma, so we say uhkum. That's everyone knows, right? That's not really something like special you know. What is really something special that you know, and even many qurra they don't apply, is what? When you have u, you round your lips. Then when you pronounce the ha, what do? You bring your lips back normal. Then you bring them back again, you round them again with the kaf that has dhamma. Kum. That's what's special about it. That shows me that you're really learning professional tajweed. Got it? Kum, that's what you need. Same answer for al-lu'lu. Al-lu'lu. Same answer. I told you, I brought you 2 examples for the same thing. Lu'lu. Al-lu'lu. يخرج منهما اللؤلؤ والمرجان. Okay. أم هم المسيطرون. What's special? The only word in the Quran that you can read with sin or sad, right? Someone also wrote a paragraph on that. إذ ظلموا. We mentioned إذ ظلموا in the examples about the dhal. What do? Someone said you start with dhal, you end with dha. Someone said start with dhal, end with dha, right? My memory is still fine. And same thing you said for the yalhad dhalika, right, sister? So, إذ ظلموا, what do? Drop the dhal, stress the dha, idgham kamil.
Wait, you dropped the dhal?
Exactly, sir. Check the dhal examples. Yalhad dhalika, same thing. You drop the tha, stress the dhal.
I thought it was like incomplete idgham.
Why you thought that? I don't know. Incomplete idgham, when the first letter is heavy, that's possible.
A different qira'ah.
No, it's not different qira'ah. It's in all qira'at because the first letter is light, so no need for keeping it. They have that incomplete idgham when the first letter is heavy, then there's two factors.
I was talking
But
about
here,
yalhad dhal.
the first one is light, so no need to keep anything in it. Yalhad dhalik, same thing. So it's drop dal and tha, stress the dal. Of course, but it's better to stop on yalhad, not to connect it for the meaning. Any question? That was the test. Simple and easy, interesting and exciting questions. Alhamdulillah. So everyone, give me your test quickly. Go around them and give me all of them, their tests, except for those who passed. Keep it as a souvenir, as a memory, because when you finish your ijaza, when you finish your reading, I'm gonna require you to show me the test of every section that you passed. The test of every section before you can get your ijaza. You have to show me the test of every section that you passed it. And for the other, depends on the sections. Every section one test.
How many sections?
There like 12. So everyone who did not pass, you have to retake the test in someone else's class, so that you don't lose the time of your class by taking the test in your reading class. Just tell me what time I'm free. When someone is reading to me, you can sit aside and take the test. Okay? So just tell me. Whenever you're ready, tell me. And my advice, don't delay. Now this is the first test. Who did not pass the first test this is second test. We had the Makharij test and introduction, right, sister? 2 tests we had before this. This is number 3. We have introduction. I'm sorry. We only had introduction test, and this is the Makharij. So the introduction test, whoever did not take it, also study them. The playlist is there. All the videos are there. And just tell me when you're ready. And now we started just the third section just started. So take notes day by day. Study them. And when we tell you do the slide, do the slide. Next Saturday, if the slides are not done, you have to do them in the class, in your reading class. Same thing. Now whoever I'm going to give him this class, no, we're not going to take a class. Next class. Every class you have to do it in the same week. You don't do it in the same week, you're going to do the slides in your reading class. I know I did not follow this, but I promise you I will follow it this time. You have to do it right away, in the same week. And it's better for you and easier for you. So first class you have to do it. First class of Sifat. The previous classes, it's up to you. Go check. If you did not do yours, do them so that the slides will be ready. Then inshallah I can tell you, like you can study from the slides only.
So is the retake going to be the same question?
Of course there will not be the same questions. Of course, but of course there will be a lot of these questions because I like them. Okay. What else did I want to say? Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Take notes and try to focus. And if something you don't understand, ask. And the video is there when you need to miss the class. And try to attend. Write for me the names of those who are here yesterday before I forget. So I'm going to take the attendance. Also I'm going to take the names of those who are going to do the class.
I can just text it to you.
Yeah, text it to me. I'm going to make an electronic file here. Okay. For the camera, same thing. So for the slides, how many times you have to do the slides for a class? How often? You are 12 people, 12 students. How often you're gonna do it? How often? Like once in every how many months? 3 months, right? Every 3 months you're gonna take one time. You're gonna do the slides. It's not one time every 3 months. So you must do it on time also, not any time. Mashi. We will, inshallah, go ahead right away to Sifat next time. And in these 15 remaining minutes, we will continue our Al-Kharid Al-Bahiyya. Sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin.